First, I have to understand if they are or if they aren't, those 14 people. So there are really two questions on that subject. The bulk, that 148 migrating from Ward 3 to Ward 2, and the little mystery dog leg up on Hively. And I wouldn't do anything until it's clear. I mean, I'm not going to do it anyway. You guys are going to do it, but that's where it is. And the Election Commission is anxious to move this along so they can do their work.
Mr. Connor.
Well, I'll keep beating a dead horse. I don't see why we're being driven by the Election Commission, because there's only one issue that restructuring the wards in Eureka Springs is going to do, and that's determine who is eligible to run for council positions in an upcoming election, which is at least almost 2 years from now. And as I stated to the city clerk whenever I came in for my review, I think there's enough problems in the map and following the state guidelines that number one, I don't think we should be bowing to the Election Commission as far as putting this under the gun in high gear without making sure that because those 14 numbers, it doesn't make any difference. All 14 of them could be non-voting members, and it doesn't make a difference whether they're in Ward 1 or Ward 2 or whatever. It's the number of people, not the number of voters. So you can't even look at the voter registration as part of the factoring in of the numbers. That's my biggest concern. And then in following the guidelines that they've issued and trying to stay within confined boundaries and not have extensions out and things like that. I think any questions that we might have really need to be worked, correctly, and giving the Election Commission an answer that we're working on it, I think is fair enough. But I think there's enough number concern when you look at the numbers of people in Ward 3 versus the number of people in Ward 1, not to just jump in this thing and have a free-for-all of saying, yep, looks good.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you.
So what's the plan?
Was this just for discussion, or
It needs to keep moving somehow, so if there's, the council wants a workshop or, but
Mr. Berry?
it can't fall off.
Does this need to have a public hearing?
I haven't read anything that says it has to be done by a public hearing.
Does this need to be changed by resolution, ordinance, or is this, how does that work?
Mr. Weaver?
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that question. I'm happy to look into it, but yes, it would have to be one or the other.
Why don't we defer this until the next meeting and let you talk to the election people and see how other cities or whatever the next step is in this.
And do some research on how it was done in '94.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
with that, so postponing. Is that right?
Yeah. And we don't have an ordinance or anything or a resolution. It's just a matter of discussion now.
I just want to keep it on the table.
Okay. All right, next is agenda setting. Motion to discuss. Open.
Move to discuss.
Second. Made and seconded. Go in. Anybody?
Aye.
Okay. Last chance. Otherwise, we're shutting it off.
Oh, I thought we were going to vote on that. I get
That's
confused.
just in the setting, isn't it? We don't have to vote on it. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Wait. Wait, excuse me.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, I see.
Hi. I'd like to add an item to the next agenda, and that would be discussion of adding the Basin Park project to the next general election, to the ballot on the next general election.
Can that be done since it's?
What about it? Are you wanting to be
No.
placed? I mean,
Well, there's this project that a private enterprise has going on, and they'd like to build a.
are you trying to assert authority over the Parks Department?
No, I'm saying the people. This would go to a vote of the people.
No, you seem to be saying that you want to propose something, not the people. You're trying this table to insert your power over the Parks Department, which I don't know that you exist at this time.
Well, I base that on state statute, which has been said many times at this table tonight, that we cannot overrule state statute. So that would say to me, we cannot overrule state statute. State statute says 14.
Which state statute, please?
Pardon me?
The statute number.
1443-502. Powers of council generally. Section B1 states, and this is the state. This is the state. It states, the council shall have the management and control of finances and of all the real and personal property belonging to the corporation.
Mr. DeVito?
And there's also other statutes in there that give the Parks Commission, as we formed it up, authority over.
Point of order.
He's discussing the issue, Mr. Ballard.
It's not a discussable item.
Right, we're just trying to add something to the agenda to discuss it at a later date.
It was mentioned earlier.
Okay, Mr. Weaver, make a decision on this because the whole thing's getting out of hand.
It is, Your Honor, getting out of hand. And so I guess the best thing to do would be to allow them to put a discussion on it. But if they're trying to assert authority over the Parks Department, they're probably going beyond the limits of this table, and
Okay.
the discussion probably should end shortly thereafter once it opens. But based on their previous method, they can put something on for discussion that they don't really have power over if they did it tonight over fluoride.
Okay.
If they have two members who wish to discuss.
Two members wish to put this on the ballot. I mean, on the ballot. You got me talking about it now. On the agenda for next time. We got one. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Made and seconded. Is there a vote on this now?
No.
All right. It's added. What else? Okay. I want to reiterate again that these issues that keep getting postponed, that have been on this agenda since we started these council meetings, they need to be addressed because it's cluttering up our agenda. Okay? One about the new accounting hardware that's never been discussed at this table at all, but it's been on the agenda every meeting except our very first one that we didn't have. Okay? And that was put on here by Ms. Balance and Dr. Kirkpatrick. Nobody has said they want to address it. They just keep postponing it. So I want to know what's going to be done with it.
I want to address it. I've wanted to address it. I'm ready to address it.
All right, so it'll be put back on there. So you're going to have to find you a second to get it back on there because he pulled his. Is that correct, Doc?
He just postponed it till next meeting.
Okay. What else? The operations manual, that was postponed to the next meeting. She's still waiting to get your stuff from the auditor. Is that correct? Okay, so it's out of her hands till they decide what they're going to do with it. Anything else? we need to be careful about adding stuff when we got stuff pending from way back. So I'm just giving a word of caution. Nothing else? Okay, we're out of it. City Council comments, Mr. Pownell.
Nothing.
Ms. Alexander.
I'm good.
Gary.
No, thank you.
Mr. DeVito.
Comments. Good evening, and I would like to extend an invitation to the public in Eureka Springs to attend an informational seminar on May the 25th at the auditorium at 6 o'clock, and the topic will be professional city government. We will be having a couple of speakers. We will be having the city manager from Little Rock, who's president of the Arkansas City and County Managers Association. And we also have a gentleman by the name of Andy McCowan, who's a member of the International City and County Managers Association. This will be an informal seminar for the people to understand the other available form of government that we have to the city, called the city administrator form of government. It is a comprehensive package that has many aspects to it. It is not just about a city administrator. It also has provisions for recall. It has provisions for direct elections from wards. It has increasing the number of aldermen to 7 aldermen. Those are just some of the topics that are involved with city administrator form of government. And I encourage everybody in the community to take some time to educate themselves. We're going to have a couple of exceptional speakers. They're very enthusiastic about what they represent. It's a movement that came out of the 1920s. It's basically an update of the mayor-council form of government. It has a lot of aspects that will particularly benefit Eureka Springs, and I encourage everybody in the community to attend. That is May 25th at the auditorium at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Dr. Kirkpatrick?
None.
Ms. Balance?
No, thank you.
All right. I have some events going on in town. May the 6th, Voices from the Silent City. May the 6th, the Great Passion Play opens for the season. May the 6th through 8th, the 10th Annual PT Cruiser Parade at night. May the 7th, Outrageous Parade at 2 p.m. May the 7th, Ozark Corral at the auditorium. That'll be a good program. May the 8th, Happy Mother's Day. May the 8th, John 2 Hawks Mother's Day's Auditorium Concert. May the 10th, the National Tourism Day. We were told by the Chamber that anybody wants to participate, wear a red shirt. May the 12th, Civil War in the Ozarks, 9 to 5 at the Base Park Hotel. May the 13th, Voices from the Silent City at the cemetery. May the 14th, the 64th Annual Garden Club Plant Sale at the high school. May the 15th, the 125th Anniversary Celebration of the First Presbyterian Church from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Free concerts in Basin Park all month, every day. Upcoming discussions will be the artery contract and the Safe Route to School grant. That's all the events. Let you know that the 2 representatives from Senator Bozeman's office was in town looking at the damage, talking about everything that occurred during our last session of rainfall. FEMA has also been in town to do a preliminary assessment. They will come back with a detailed assessment crew at a later date. This was all organized. The FEMA was organized by the Jason over at the courthouse, our OEM guy. Let's see. Yes, back to the time where we set Butch as being a mayor pro tem to run the councils. I will not be here for the next council meeting. I'll be in Texas pitching a conference to bring about 500 folks up here. Also, Mr. Weaver will address communication about the way the ordinances are put on this agenda. Go ahead. Let me make sure I got everything I need here. I think that's all of those. Okay, I'm done.
It's been brought to my attention that the city clerk is being used or sought to seek additional people to sponsor legislation to come before the board. I would caution that this ekes of potential violation, and would ask that you not contact the clerk if you're a member of this board to have her seek other people's support for legislation or for putting items on the agenda, because in doing so you may be creating serial meetings that could potentially create violations that could both harm our city clerk and the members who are being solicited or asking for solicitation. So if members of the public want to address to you, that's one thing, but members of your elected officials should not be contacting each other for matters of support to particular issues.
Just to let you know, we have been served papers and we are being sued again for illegal exaction suit. Won't go into great details, but it's over MJ Sales pension program that we have given her. It is in litigation. We have spoken to attorneys. So I'll let y'all know. We have another one possibly pending. We're not sure on the details of that one yet because we're just given notice of it a few days ago. That's all I have.
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Seconded. All in favor? Aye. Outstanding.